Hey there, beautiful brown girl family. Okay, fam. I see you over there, honey, cover girl and
I don't know how to do this.
such. Listen, it was dramatic enough for me. I'm here for it.
How are you?
I am phenomenal. Excited to be back. I don't know why my camera is acting silly or
Hey.
contacts, but super excited to be back. You know, this is the highlight of the week, so I am glad to be here with all of our people. How are you?
I'm good. I'm better today. I'm better when we always congregate together. But no, I'm good. I'm good. I'm good. It's gonna be even better when we get excited to get into our topics. But good.
I
Good, good,
know
good.
our
What
topics
about our
are
community? What about
we
our
definitely gonna need
ladies?
y'all to stretch y'all's fingers out and such because we got some spicy ones tonight. All right. So
Spicy?
yeah, I mean, I don't know what other word to use. Juicy. I mean, I don't know, but I need y'all to get them fingers stretched out, okay? So that y'all are ready to contribute to the conversation. So welcome again. As you all are getting in here, go ahead and make sure that you start introducing yourselves in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. Go ahead and tag some of your friends. Tell them to come and hang out with us as well.
Yes, please.
Definitely let us know if this is your very first time hanging out with us on Conversations.
That too.
Please go ahead and let us know that in the comments as well. I'm going to pause for just a moment because I want to make sure I shared it on my page.
Yeah. Same here. That's what I'm sitting here doing.
So we're gonna y'all do that too, okay? So everybody go ahead and pause for a moment and share so that we can
Use
get folks
emojis.
in here, okay? Because we need our peoples, okay? So hold on a second, y'all.
Let's see. Phone. Okay. I'm trying to find a phone. I'm trying to find a phone emoji.
A phone, like a phone. Trying to find a phone. Well, while you do that, hey there, Ivory. While you do that, I'm gonna go ahead and get us started officially because we
Let's do
don't
it.
want to waste any time. Y'all, welcome to Brown Conversations. This is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We are here to connect you to other like-minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the brown conversations that matter to us and those we care about. We invite you to follow Beautiful Brown Girls and follow us individually as we take this journey through life. My name is Kimberland, and I'm coming to you all from Medellin, Colombia, in South America. I am an educational advocate, activist. I am an intuitive melanated life coach, and tonight I am one of your hosts.
Ow. Ow. Well, for those of you who are new, my name is Sab Jackson. I reside in the state of Dallas, Texas, the city of Dallas, the state of Texas. I am one of your co hosts as well this evening. I am a healthcare marketing professional, forever student, podcast host, real estate investor, daughter to Barbara, sister to Maria and Tawanda, and woman of God with a little sass. Damn.
I'm here for the sass. I wasn't ready. Awesome. Welcome. So let's do a few shout outs before we get started. Hey there, Ivory. Glad to have you here with us. We also have Sandra. She is here for the first time. So, for you. We love our first timers. Kim is hanging out. OG in the house. Glad to have you back. We have Elise, who is also here. Another OG hanging out with us. Irma, OG from New York City. Okay. Yes. We have, let me see, who else is this? Annika, maybe
Or
first
Anika.
time
It looks like
joining.
Anika or Annika.
Maybe tell us in the comments. I'm
Yes, let us
excited
know.
to have you with us. We also have Marjorie. She said she had to get on her husband's Facebook page, baby, to come on in here and hang out with us. So we are excited to have you. Awesome. Okay, y'all. All right. So what was I about to say? Oh, I did the official welcome and such, but we do want to tell you all a little bit about Beautiful Brown Girls, especially for those of you who are hanging out with us for the very first time.
Yes. So if you are with us for the very first time, like Kimberland said, Beautiful Brown Girls is all about sisterhood, support, and self care. We are here to create authentic friendships, swap stories, experiences, and ideas around our shared mission of love, inspiration, and acceptance. This is a place where you can come and be your beautiful brown selves. We really appreciate you for being here and spending your time with us this evening. All right. Also, if you like our content, which we know you will, why not do that? Because I know our content is good. But if you like our content, we invite you to share and support by sharing, which is what me and Kimberland just did. We had to make sure that we were sharing this on our timeline so that Facebook can see that we like it. Facebook can see that our friends see that we like it. So essentially, if you share this with your community, we're also asking that if you can give us some likes, give us some shares, give us some stars. Facebook is allowing us to give some stars. So this will allow us to be able to continue to bring you some quality content. So we ask that you continue to react. Like if you like something that we said, hit the like. If you like something we said, hit a love. If you like something that we said, do a laugh. Make sure we're asking you, please, just to give us your reactions during the show. This helps us out a lot. Thank you.
Cool beans for that commercial. So we have some announcements before we kick everything off. So just a programming note. And today, our show today, we kind of embedded in it of really talking about the things that we do here at Beautiful Brown Girls. So y'all will get some of that too. So make sure you hang around for that. But the first thing that we wanted to do was to alert you to our mental health awareness panel that is coming up on Wednesday, May 17th at 8 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be right here on our Facebook and YouTube pages. What we are talking about this time is creating space to rest, y'all. Because listen, we tired. Okay, y'all tell me in the comments, is y'all tired? Because I'm tired, and I'm not even in the United States right now. So, as brown girls trying to thrive, trying to figure out what that looks like, we are going to be talking with Dr. Linnell Plummer and Jasmine Fords about how we can create some space to rest. All right. So you want to make sure that you are there for that, because that's going to be really exciting. Then we also have another episode of Brown Girl Boss that's coming up on Wednesday, May 31st. And this episode is going to be with Melissa West. She is a legacy coach. So she's going to be talking to us about what it means to create a legacy and what it means to leave a legacy. How do we leverage things like life insurance to be able to help while we're still here, and also to not leave behind burdens for the people that are coming behind us. This is a conversation that we need to have, but we don't be trying to have it, y'all. But we're going to have it on May 31st because it's super important, all right? So mark your calendars for both of those things.
I get it. Like having to talk about those things so early on, as young as we are, having to talk about our morbidity isn't the sexiest of conversations, but we do have to make sure that we have our affairs in place, just because America is crazy. And I don't say that lightly.
Yeah. So make sure y'all mark your calendars for those, because those are coming up soon. All right. Updates. Now we talk about updates, y'all, when we have talked about some story and then we get some additional information. We got to keep y'all in the know, right? So today we have a really exciting update.
Okay. So the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame is including a hip hop legend in this year's inductee list. We talked about this before, as Kimberland mentioned. Missy Misdemeanor Elliott. Do they still call her Misdemeanor Elliott? Melissa Arnett is her real name. I'm sorry to give up. Melissa Arnett Elliott, is her real name. The history-making induction marks the first time a female hip-hop artist has entered the Hall of Fame. The 38th annual Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony will take place on Friday, November 3rd, 2023. Why are they announcing this now? Like silver.
Because that's important, honey. You need to mark them calendars, baby. This is history, okay?
Okay, well, it'll be in New York. It'll be held at the Barclays Center. So we're really super excited to mention that about Missy Elliott. So congratulations to Miss Elliott. She definitely deserves this. Well deserved. Overly deserved.
I can't stand the rain. That's what I was singing. That's what I was singing in my head. So yes, congratulations. Again, that is history. So that is super, super, super exciting. All right, y'all. So upcoming new releases, y'all. We try to keep y'all in the know about the things that we should be watching on the TV and such, on the streamings and such, and out here in this world. Okay. Now, while as we're talking about some of these things, let us know what you think in the comments. If you feel like this is something that you will watch, what your opinions are, all the things. Okay, now, before I start talking about this, I'm going to ask the question on the front end because I want to know what you all think. Okay, so the question is, how do you define Blackness? All right, that's the question. Okay. So y'all can start answering and thinking about that in the comments. All right, but basically, what this first new release that we have is a documentary called 1000% Me, Growing Up Mixed. It explores what it means to grow up mixed race in America. Filmmaker and comedian W. Kamau Bell joins CBS Mornings to discuss the documentary and how it tackles the conversation of growing up mixed race. This premiered on Tuesday, May 2nd. It's on HBO Max. Kamau Bell himself kind of stays off camera most of the time, and he lets the focus rest on children. So we want to give you an opportunity to view the trailer so that you can let us know, what do you think about this? Would you watch this? What are your thoughts about this? As well as how do you define Blackness? Which is our enduring question. Okay. Nice. All right. So so let's take a listen in to this here.
I just like this.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me find
so I got this. I'm not hot. I just liked this. I'm not going through menopause yet.
I'm like, wait a minute, what did I miss? What is happening?
Because you know how some people, like, when they get older, I'm not making fun.
I understand. No worries. All right, y'all. I got it up now. Here we go.
I'm half Pakistani and I'm half African American. I'm Asian and American. Filipino American. Black and white and both.
Half Black and half Japanese.
1000% a person.
Do people ever confuse what your race is?
I get everything but what I am, pretty much.
Every single day. Just because we live in a diverse community does not mean that racism and all that doesn't happen.
A high percentage of interracial couples have no idea what the experience is for this child that they brought into the world.
I would go to the park with Kanani all the time, and the kid's gotten a little something. And the mother said to me, well, Pika, you know, it's because Kanani doesn't speak English. I had no idea that kids were given a lesson about race so young.
So I'm going to pause it there. And I'm going to ask my question again. How do you define Blackness? And the reason that that's the question that comes to my mind is I feel like, so I work in a lot of DEI spaces, and in those spaces, I work with people on identifying biases and amplifying voices that aren't often at the forefront. And one of those communities that continues to pop up are communities of mixed race people. Mm-hmm. And I thought about it. I was like, you know, I have some really close friends who are Black and Puerto Rican, or Black and Asian, or Black and Colombian, or what have you. And they feel like they always have to choose a side. So that question keeps coming to my mind, like, how do you define Blackness? So I'm gonna be quiet and I'm gonna let you talk.
Yeah. So when you brought this up, I always have to write things down. So I had to write some things down for myself. So I wrote a couple things, got a couple ideas. So Blackness is complex in itself. I feel like that, like to be Black ness or blackness is to be hyper aware of everything around you, literally all the time, every day. Blackness is embracing our culture of who we are. It's being proud of our heritage, which we are all the time. It's to be proud of the unique things about us, such as our kinky hair, our stellar penchant for dope hairstyles, often emulated. Let's see, blackness means strength. Blackness is a celebration, it's a struggle, it's a vibe, it's resilience, it's community. Blackness is whatever you make it and whatever you want. And so yeah, whatever you feel as a Black person, that I think at whatever you feel is blackness, is what blackness is. I think. Again, one opinion.
Interesting. Jennifer said, I have some white DNA in me, but I define as Black. Ancestry told me my roots. So I think that's really interesting what you said. I appreciate what you said, especially the part about Blackness being what we define it as. But then my question on behalf of the mixed race people and children that are represented in this documentary is who then gets to call themselves Black?
Who gets to call themselves Black? That is a very loaded question, just because that's one of those issues that never has an answer.
Right.
Again, if you can't be, I think that it's almost like you're testing me to say, well, what if you're a white person and you identify with everything Sabrina just said in their Blackness? What if you are Rachel Dolezal and you identify in everything in your Blackness, but you're not Black Rachel Dolezal? So Blackness is also having maybe some, not maybe, it's, as I looked it up in Merriam, is it Merriam? Merriam, is it Merriam or Merriam?
Dictionary, girl.
Dictionary.
Dictionary.
I like to say the actual name, but it defined it as a darker pigmentation, a darker hue. So according to the dictionary, but then again, obviously Black people, we are not a monolith. We don't all come darker hue melanated.
Right.
So it's, again, as I started, it's a very complex question. So there's no one definition, unfortunately.
Yeah. And there's not a right answer, right? We're not seeking a right or wrong answer, but I think it's something that, especially, and as this is kind of a theme throughout what we're talking about today throughout the show. And someone said Blackness and who is considered Black, are they considered two different things? And that very well is true. But my question continues to be, if we say we define Blackness this way, then who are the people that get to say they are Black to create that definition?
Who are the people that get to say they are Black to create that definition?
To create the definition of what Blackness is. Because you said that we get to determine what Blackness is ourselves, right?
So you're asking who's the gatekeeper?
Who are the people that get to say, I'm defining Blackness, right? And again, that's not to answer right now.
Yeah.
But that's just a question that I think is going to continue to come up as we talk about this. So nonetheless, this documentary is out right now. Again, it's on HBO Max. And it is streaming now. I think it's, I don't remember how long it was, I forgot. But at any rate, HBO Max, check it out and let us know what your thoughts are. And yeah, Jennifer, that's a part of my issue, right? Is somebody who is mixed race has every right to define themselves as Black, but then people decide that they're not. So I'm gonna leave that there, and we're gonna move on to our next thing that we should be watching.
New, Black, and on Netflix. Oh, sorry. Okay. So it's a lot of coming out on New and Black on Netflix, and we got American Gangster with Denzel Washington, Marshall with Chadwick Boseman. Briefs. Do people know what your Marshall is? I feel like everyone knows what
What's
this.
girl, remind the people? This might have been a while ago. Listen.
Okay, so Chadwick Boseman, who did an amazing job, by the way, and I'm so glad that this is on Netflix because I will definitely be tuning in. But brief synopsis: young Thurgood Marshall faces one of his greatest challenges while working as a lawyer for the NAACP. Marshall travels to conservative Connecticut when a wealthy socialite, Eleanor, her name never mind, accuses Black chauffeur Joseph Spell of sexual assault and attempted murder. He soon teams up with another person called Sam Freeman and a local Jewish lawyer who's never handled a criminal case. Together, the two men build a defense while contending with the racist and anti-Semitic views from those who deemed Spell to be guilty. Would love to watch that again, just to see Chadwick again in his wonderful glory. Let's see what else we got on here. We have For Color Girls. Oh, we also have, yes, the is it The Family That Prays with Tyler Perry. This is one of my very, 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 did I mention very few Tyler Perry films that I do actually like. Not love.
This is one of my favorite Tyler Perry movies, actually. So I don't have a bunch, but this is one.
You don't have a what?
A bunch of favorites of his, but this is one. I like this one. And For Color Girls.
For Color Girls.
So,
yes.
But yeah, this one is one right here. I got quotables from this one.
50 Shades of Black. I've never heard of that one before. That one is on Netflix. Never heard of that before. So yes. I mean, we hear of 50 Shades of Gray, but I'd be curious to know what 50 Shades of Black is. So that's a show out on Netflix as well. Wanda Sykes, I Am an Entertainer, and then Queen Charlotte of A Bridgerton Story. And I have not watched it, by the way, not yet. I don't think I will.
Everybody's been talking about it though, and I'm really excited.
Or maybe I should. I don't know.
Everybody's been talking about it, so I think I'm gonna binge it tonight. We had talked about it last show, but I think I'm gonna binge it tonight. So y'all got some options, okay, of things to watch out here on the Netflix and such. All right. Now, our next new release that we have is actually not necessarily a release, but it is a release because Essence Festival, as you all may or may not know, I am from New Orleans, and the Essence Festival is one of my favoriteest concerts to participate in, and they just released the lineup for this year. So we were just talking about Missy, and Missy is actually going to be there at this year's Essence Festival. Lauryn Hill and Meg Thee Stallion. So if you're not familiar with the way Essence works, there is the main stage, and then there are super lounges, which are smaller stages inside the Superdome. So Missy, Lauryn Hill, and Meg Thee Stallion will be those main stage acts. We also see that Jill Scott is going to be there. They're doing a 50-year hip hop tribute. Dougie Fresh, Slick Rick, Eve, Mia X, Remy Ma, Salt and Pepper, Trina. Like, oh my gosh, who y'all gonna go? First of all, who's going? That's the first question. But then,
what's the elephant in the room?
Excited to see what?
We got to address the elephant in the room.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Like, how long do we expect Lauryn Hill?
I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's the elephant in the room. Like who's going to see Lauryn Hill and wait 7 hours to go see her?
I don't know the last time that she has performed. I hate that she has this reputation that she doesn't show up for things. Her and Cat Williams are like two people that you be like, are they actually gonna come? I don't know. I don't know. I've got nothing. The only saving grace I can say is that there's not just one person that's performing that night. Mm-hmm. So you'll be able to see a bunch of other people if for some reason something happens. But I think on this list, who would I be most excited to see? I actually would be more excited to see Ari Lennox and Coco Jones.
Okay. I'm not familiar with Coco Jones. I guess I have to Google who she is. But yeah, have they coined Essence finally Auntie Con? Or am I like slighting all the aunties?
I don't know that has been official. I don't
You don't know if that's official.
I don't know. I did not get the memo. I don't know. It may have gone to the spam. I'm not certain.
That's what they call it, Auntie Con.
Yeah, it's definitely that. But again, if you are looking for a really fun experience, I see y'all in the comments. Jill Scott, Ludacris, yes, Jill Scott and Ari. I love me some Ari Lennox. KRS-One. Okay,
I like him.
This is a way for you to be able to see a bunch of people at one time. So if you have not already gotten your tickets, you might want to consider doing that as the lineup is out.
Oh, okay. So yes, I was trying to Google what movie she was in. Anyway, so Tasha Smith. Do y'all remember her from Why Did I Get Married? I forgot her character's name and Why Did I Get Married? Tasha Smith will play Teresa. Teresa is Marcus Burnett's, Martin Lawrence's wife, loving wife in the Bad Boys franchise. This comes as a surprise to many since the role has been placed by Teresa Randall in the past 3 Bad Boy films. Video making. Should I even mention this? No.
I don't think it's relevant.
No. So Teresa Randall, known for her role in the Bad Boys 3 or Bad Boys franchise, recently sparked. You know what, Sabrina? Get your notes better. The point that we're bringing up, the point that I'm making is like, okay,
Tasha Smith is replacing Teresa Randall, and I'm excited.
Why are they replacing her now?
I don't know, but let me tell you something about Tasha Smith. This is funny. Okay, she is funny to me. And I am so excited to see her opposite Martin Lawrence in particular, because that girl is funny.
She is, and she's an acting coach. I forgot.
Right, but this the thing with Teresa Randall is she's been in the role for the past 3 times, but she hasn't really done anything. Like she hasn't had a standout performance, right? It's like, oh yeah, that's Marcus's wife, and okay, yeah, you know, whatever. But baby, that Tasha Smith, I know she gonna leave some clips on our throats because she is hilarious. So I'm super excited about this. No slight to Teresa Randall. Great job, sis, for holding it down. But I think this is really gonna level up. And I don't know if this is the last Bad Boys or whatever, but I think this is a good ad for me.
I hope Martin lost a lot of weight for this role.
Why do you say that?
Because he's been gaining a lot of weight. I mean, like, you know, he got to get into his Marcus Burnett. He got to compete against Mike Lowry in the physique.
I don't know, but I'm here for the comedy. Like that's what I be here for. So I'm ready for this. And the people keep mentioning Tasha has a twin who also acts.
Yes.
So they're a good duo.
I can't either, Jay. I can't tell them either apart either. When you put them, usually like when you put them together, twins together, you can see little distinct differences aside from the fact that her sister has a shaved head. I was
about to say their hair.
Nah, you still can't tell them apart. But yeah, she has a twin, beautiful women. To your point, I'm really excited to see what Tasha will bring to it. I think she'll bring something. She'll definitely have some one-liners. So I'm looking forward to that.
I can't wait. I'm excited. All right.
Boom. Wait. What's the line from Why Did I Get Married To? Where she was like, you didn't get it from
she was when I forget her husband's name, but when he was sorry because he had given her some type of STI, and she was like, who you got it from? And he said whoever, and she was like, no, you didn't. You got it from Walter. And he was like, Walter. Boom at the table. Yeah, I can go look that clip up right now. But at any rate, so top news, y'all. Top news topics that we think are important for you all to know about. We're starting out on a somber note.
Yes, so we have to say rest in peace to Jerry Springer, the legendary talk show host, passed away at the age of 79. I believe he was battling some form of cancer. He has lived a very storied life. Like he at one point was the mayor. Literally, he was in politics. He was the mayor of Cincinnati, and then I believe he had some scandal behind him. Yeah, he did have some scandal behind him, but he recouped like a white man would, and he ended up doing Jerry Springer for I don't know.
Dang, Sal.
I mean, it's the truth. It's like we say, like
Go ahead, finish what you were
how
saying.
How much weight?
Glory.
Okay, I don't want to spend too much time on this.
Thank you. He done gone on the glory. Praise the Lord. Hallelujah.
How much?
What y'all think? Y'all think Jerry up there coordinating fights in heaven?
Jerry, with his halo. What does he have a halo?
I don't know what Jerry's beliefs were, but he very well might have a fight ring in the afterlife. I'm just saying because no, but for real, Jerry, he was around, and we all passed through the channel watching a Jerry show here and there or wherever else. But seriously, we did want to honor the fact that he went on to glory and he lived a long life. So thank you, Jerry, for
the funny times. Him and Maury. Well, Maury is still here, but
Maury's still here. But yeah, the two of them, baby, they had that daytime TV on. So at any rate, speaking of
television, yeah. So Red Table, consider this television? TV?
Yeah, it's virtual internet television.
So Red Table Talk was canceled as Meta shuts down Facebook Watch's original programming. The daytime Emmy Award-winning show Red Table Talk, hosted by Jada Pinkett Smith, daughter Willow Smith, and mother Adrienne Banfield Norris, has been canceled. The Facebook Watch show, hosted by 3 generations of women, Pinkett Smith, again, her 22-year-old daughter Willow, and Adrienne Banfield Norris, the mother, was axed along with all of Facebook original programming. So this probably, I'm pretty sure, doesn't mean the end of Red Table Talk. They'll probably just move it to another platform like other shows have, because it was this successful watch.
It really was. Whether you like Jada and her family or not, they had some really impactful shows. So it definitely, I'm sure it will get picked up somewhere else. But right now, if you've been an avid Red Table Talk watcher, they're on pause until they figure those things out. So one of the things that we had talked about a couple shows ago is artificial intelligence. And we talked about it in the context of there was a McDonald's that we talked about that was fully robotic. And then we talked about it a couple of shows later. But at any rate, with every good thing that is created, there is bound to be some type of perversion of that thing. Artificial intelligence is actually becoming one of my new learning projects. And specifically when it's time to write things. So for instance, yeah, like ChatGPT or Google has one out that's called Bard. And if I'm trying to like think of something right quick, what are 5 points? As a matter of fact, the points that I'm about to show you, I got it from artificial intelligence.
Are you kidding me?
I'm serious. I was like, what are 4 ways to protect yourself from artificial intelligence scams? But this is what I want to tell you. Okay, so basically right now, what is happening, I don't know if you all have seen the movement of like AI creating songs and artists sounding like artists and all this kind of stuff. And like, there's been a lot of litigation about what that looks like. So people are using the ability to create voices that sound like a person to conduct scams. So what they're doing is they are calling loved ones, right? So somebody might call my loved ones and say, hey, Kimberland, this is Kimberland, and I need you to send me some money. But it's not really me. It's somebody that's using artificial intelligence to sound like me. So these scams have been happening, and these are scams a lot that older people wind up falling prey to because they're not as up to date on the technology and how quickly it's moving. So we don't tell you these things to freak you out, because I definitely do believe, like I said, I used artificial intelligence to actually do this slide. But we also believe that we should be informed, right, and thinking about it. So what are some ways to protect ourselves from falling prey to an artificial intelligence ransom scam? So the first thing is that you should have some type of challenge question that's set up between you and whoever the people are that are in your circle. Questions that only you would know the answers to. So if someone calls and they say, hey, this is Kimberland, blah, 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 then you would be able to ask that challenge question. If the person can't answer that question, hang up. You know that is not real.
Yeah.
The second thing is unknown numbers, right? I don't pick up unknown numbers. Do y'all pick up unknown numbers? I don't, honey, if I don't know who it is.
Sometimes it might. Yes.
So the recommendation is to let unknown numbers go to voicemail, and then you call or text the person directly. Because something else that happens is people get numbers. They're able to choose numbers that look very close to other numbers. So the number may be coming from a familiar area code, and you think, oh, okay, that's gotta be, she live in Tampa. Okay, that's the area code. I know what that is, right? So letting those unknown numbers go to voicemail, and then you reach out directly to that person. Always be suspicious of any request for money or personal information. If anybody calls you and they asking for money or personal information, there needs to be some type of extra filters that are in place. Don't ever give out personal information without being able to verify who the person is on the other line. Back to point one, have some type of challenge question to be able to ask. Then lastly, using apps like Life 360 or different types of tracking not devices, but tracking applications could really help with monitoring activities. So for instance, I have people in my Life 360 circle that at any time, if for some reason they're like, where is she though? Or where was she last? They're always able to go back and see where I was. And you can send out SOS messages, like all these types of things that you can do. So these are just a few tips for what that might look like for you to protect yourself and protect your loved ones against AI ransom scams. I'm going to say again, you definitely want to give this type of information to grandparents and parents who may not be as savvy with the things that are happening in technology. So take a screenshot, write it down so that you all are able to spread the information.
Great point. I when I heard about this, I told my mother, I sent her a text message. I sent her a wrong text message, but I need to actually call her and tell her about this, because to your point, I saw Jade Orchid's comment about like she works with seniors, or she's heard about this from seniors. So yes, a lot of seniors are getting a lot of telemarketing calls. My mother gets a lot of those telemarketing calls to the point where she's just like, I don't even set up my voicemail because I don't want them to leave me a voicemail. So yeah, definitely tell your seasoned family members about this, and not even just seasoned family members, us, because the scam about the daughter getting a call from her daughter was just crazy. So yeah, good information. Thanks for sharing. All right, next. This you.
I'm coming. I'm trying to click buttons over here.
I mean, we can talk about.
Sorry. But no, so I don't know if you all know who this is on the screen, but this is the Brat. So funkified. The Brat and her wife, they actually are expecting a baby right now. And they were just recently interviewed because they were talking about their sperm donor. So this is a topic that has become like really near and dear to my heart. I have a friend of mine who is going through the IVF process right now. So I've gotten really invested in like understanding the sperm donation process and all of these things. And one of the things that the Brad and her wife were talking about is that they had 300 options for sperm donors, and only one of those sperm donors was Black.
They must have had a really tight filter just to have 300 options? 300?
300 is a lot.
Is it? Okay.
Yes, 300 is a lot. And so this is what I learned, right, in this process of helping my friend is like you get these profiles of people and the people have to take all these, they have different like genetic tests and all that type of stuff, right? So when you're talking about like viable options, of course you want a donor who is devoid of certain diseases and predisposition for certain diseases and all that kind of stuff, right? So when you really get down to the number of people that you might be willing to say, I'm going to take these genetics and make a child with them, the options are really few. And they're even fewer if you are wanting a Black sperm donor. So what research has shown us is that less than 4% of available sperm is from Black sperm donors. The majority of sperm donors are white, then Asian, then there's a drastic drop to Hispanic. Other includes things like Native American, Middle Eastern, and then Black is even lower than that. So less than 4% of the sperm donors are Black. Which can make for a very interesting type of life. Throw back to what we were talking about with the 1000% me mixed race, is that people are being forced to have mixed race children because they don't have Black sperm donors. So we wanted to let you all know that there is actually a Facebook page, a Facebook group of Black sperm donors and people that are seeking Black sperm donors.
It's a real Facebook group.
And it has like over 20,000 people. And in the group, like in the verbiage for the group, it says if you're looking for a Black sperm donor or you are a Black sperm donor, because I believe that they're also like doing arrangements as well, probably. But at any rate, this is something that continues to be interesting. It is of interest to me because I never really thought about it. But then it's like, okay, well, actually, people need this. They need this service, and we just don't have enough Black men who are donating sperm.
They need a jizz incentive program for Black men.
But what would that incentive be? What do you think would be a viable incentive? Money. So that's what Karen just said. How much a donor is compensated? I don't know. Right. So this might be, you know what's so interesting, y'all? The places where bias can show up. Like, because if there is not significant compensation, then you're talking about there's no incentive to do it. Right. But then also the people that are doing it are the people that can do it with minimal compensation. So it affects those who may be viable, but they just don't have access.
Well, share this clip with anyone that you know and let them know that there is a Facebook group, which I found very interesting. I thought I was super dope to have a Facebook community. And you want to know where I heard it from? I heard it from the Breakfast Club. And when I heard it on the Breakfast Club, a woman actually uses the group from the Breakfast Club. I mean, well, she's not from the Breakfast Club. She was caller, and she told us about this. But I don't know.
Yeah. So if y'all know, Black men who are willing to donate their sperm, and most of this is anonymous, right? So unless for some reason you are asking to be identified, but maybe they might be willing to make a donation to the future.
Make a donation to the future. There was this guy in England that had been I believe he was in England. Tell me if you ladies heard about the story real quick.
Oh, he was banned from donating anymore.
Yes.
I did hear about that. He wasn't Black though. He was
not Black. All right. So Wendy's chili is coming to a grocery store near you. I love Chili's chilies, Wendy's chili. So Wendy's chili may have gotten a bad rap over the years. Never heard about that. But the company is ready to bring its famous menu item to grocery stores near you nationwide. I'll probably be
You're really excited about this.
I am, because it's really good. It got the meat in it and it got the beans in it. Yeah. Anyway, so the fast food chain has joined forces with Conagra Brands to bring the new chili to the canned food aisle. Each can of Wendy's chili with beans is packed with all natural beef, peppers, beans, and tomato-based sauce. The recipe guarantees the same flavor, we shall see, that consumers have flocked to buy since its introduction in 1969. And y'all just now deciding to capitalize on this in a grocery store. Do you know how many companies have decided to move their famous dishes to like the grocery store? Come on, Wendy's, get it together. I'm gonna still buy you, but get it together.
I don't think our community is here for this like you are, Sab.
I love their chili. I do. I love their chili. And they got the crackers, the white crackers, crackers. It's very filling. It's very, very filling.
I think the issue is not that Wendy's chili is not filling. I think the issue is that this canned version might not be popping like we believe it could be.
You guys are so picky.
Look, the whole time I'm like, she is really excited about this. And
it's
I
really
am
good.
just like, no.
It's really good though. Yes, the crackers, Ivory, they are good. You guys.
Oh my God. Well,
Kimberly says it won't taste the same. I can see that.
You'll have to make a video of you tasting the Wendy's chili, and then we will have to do an update about it. I don't eat meat anymore, so it's a no-go for me. I can definitely say I used to enjoy Wendy's chili when I did eat meat. I would not buy this though. I don't. Yolanda says she worked at a Wendy's. No.
I don't want no stories. I don't want no stories, Yolanda.
Kim says that you can have hers. She'll donate her Wendy's chili too. Yeah, so okay, Wendy's chili, yay.
It's good. Okay. It's good.
So,
you don't get the bubble guts afterwards either. At least I don't.
Girl,
you know how some people are afraid of chilies and beans and all that stuff. So, all right, on to the next. So, did you know that human beings are social species? We are wired to connect. Social connection can lower anxiety and depression and help us regulate our emotions, lead to higher self-esteem and empathy, and actually improve our immune systems. By neglecting our need to connect, we put our health at risk, so much so that the U.S. Surgeon General declared that loneliness is a public health epidemic, stating that it poses health risks as deadly as smoking, up to 15 cigarettes daily, costing the health industry billions of dollars annually. About half of U.S. adults say that they've experienced loneliness, with research indicating that isolation elevates a person's likelihood for experiencing depression, anxiety, dementia, and increases the risk of premature death by nearly 30%. Why do you think so many elderly people require that connection? You know, like
but 15 cigarettes a day. I'm sorry, I'm still back on that part.
Yeah, it's a thing. Like
Sheesh.
I am, there are days when I'm lonely, and I am working to rectify that by reaching out to someone or getting outside and connecting with people. And wanting to make more friends through this platform and with you. Like, I want to get to a space where I can be able to not be lonely all the time. Having a life partner, looking for a life partner. I mean, those, I don't want to be lonely. None of us want to be lonely. So let's create a campaign to end loneliness, because it has health detriments. to being lonely?
I'm just trying to quantify, like, in my mind, right? So I don't know how many cigarettes are in a pack of cigarettes. I'm assuming a dozen, I guess. But just quantifying it as it can be as detrimental as smoking 15 cigarettes a day is like, wow. For me, that's a lot. And to your point, I live in a foreign country, right, by myself. So I think it is very easy to find ourselves in positions of being lonely, even when we wished that there were other ways. And thank you, Yolanda. Actually, was just about to segue to this. Okay, there are 20 in the pack. Thank you. She says she found us through Meetup, right? Which is how many people wind up coming to Beautiful Brown Girls. So we did want to take a moment to do a commercial, shameless plug for what we do here at Beautiful Brown Girls, because the reason that we were created was in order to combat loneliness and to create community. So some of you all may or may not know that we started out as an in-person brunch club, and we have in-person brunch chapters. We actually have 43 of those chapters across the US. We have 60,000 women that are connected to us in real life. So they are connected to some type of in-person chapter. And then we have 40,000 plus women who are connected to us virtually, like you all here on Brownversations. But we're always looking to expand, and we're always looking to start new chapters. So the areas that have brown on the map are places where we don't currently have chapters right now in the US. So if you're saying to yourself, that would be really dope to have something like this in my area, we go to brunch together, and I would totally love to organize that, then you may want to reach out to us and let us know by emailing at beautifulbrowngirls@gmail.com, or you can go to our website and actually put in an inquiry form. And that way you can also have an in-person brunch club in your area. But wait, that's not all. There's more. So as I was thinking about, so how do we let people know, like, all the things that we're doing? I was like, dang, we really be doing a lot. Under the Beautiful Brown Girls umbrella, we have so many different opportunities for connection, right? So right now, you all are watching BBG TV. BBG TV, we have 2 shows that are on here currently. Brownversations, which is what you're watching right now. And then we also have Brown Girl Boss that comes on every other Wednesday. They come on opposite weeks. That is a place where we be looking for y'all, okay? We be being sad, be like, where are people? Because we need y'all in the comments, right? This is a place for community. We also have our virtual meetups. Hey Beautiful, our regional meetups that we have every month, where it is, again, where people usually find us on Meetup. They come in and they're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. And then we introduce them to the greatness and the vastness of Beautiful Brown Girls. Then we also have Sister Circles, and Sister Circles is a place where we have deep conversations about mental health and mental wellness type challenges, really that's centered in the 8 pillars of wellness. And we have opportunities to connect and just really talk and journal and meditate and like all the things. We also have girlfriends getaways, y'all. We be out here taking trips, okay? We going to the French Caribbean in July, and then in October we'll be in Canada. Like, we out here taking trips. And then most recently we announced that we actually have started our nonprofit organization, the Beautiful Brown Girls Foundation, and we are out here trying to reach even more brown girls, even younger brown girls, right? And really just showing up. So why are we telling you all of this? Because we want to make sure that you are not sitting there thinking to yourself, oh my gosh, I don't have anybody. I'm not connected to anybody. That you're in a situation where it's like you're smoking 15 cigarettes a day because you're so lonely, right? Reach out, come hang out. Like, then we also have our VIP members network, where we are having even deeper conversations. We got classes, we got book clubs, we got fitness groups. We have all kind of stuff over there on our VIP members network, which is our own social network, free from the algorithms, all the things trying to hold the brown girl down. So what are we saying to you? Get connected, y'all. Get connected.
You have to be intentional. You have to be intentional.
Intentional. Yes.
I know it's hard. it's hard. Like whenever I'll use the example, whenever you meet, I used to be on Bumble. I met one of my closest girlfriends, Monica, on Bumble. And, Bumble is used for dating, but they also have the friendship app. And me and her, she held me accountable. She called me on one day. Like, it takes two people to communicate, Sabrina. Like, you have to, it's reciprocal. Like, you have to both be intentional about that friendship that you want to cultivate. So yeah, you can go to a brunch and meet somebody and exchange a number, but you have to really be intentional and make the effort to continue to reach out, engage one another, to build that rapport and that relationship. For me, that's important for me. Because I can meet you at a brunch. We can exchange numbers. We can connect on Facebook and talk, albeit virtually, but I'm looking for something a little deeper than that. And you really have to make the effort to be intentional in the people that you want to cultivate relationships with.
Yeah, I hear that. So now I see y'all having ideas for different things to do. So drop those in the comments too.
Ooh, I
right?
love that.
We're always looking for other stuff to do. So if you all have those ideas, like reach out, tell us about it, right? Because we are trying to do everything that we can to make sure we're creating quality content and quality opportunities for you all to be able to connect with us. So I'm going to drop the link as well into the chat for you all to join the VIP members network. You get all sorts of perks there. You get discounts on brunches. We also, like I said, have the different classes. You're the first to know about things. So a lot of times our girlfriends getaways will fill up really quickly because the VIP members network heard about it first. So they be like, I'm in there. Okay. So if you are like, I need to know the things, I want a deeper connection, I want to be able to experience more community, please do join us there. All right. So that is our commercial.
Thank you. Also, Black Lives Matter. This is one of our segments where we talk about things that are happening pertinent, whether they be good or annoying in our community.
So I'm glad you said annoying, because this one right here is annoying. This is Simone Biles, y'all, the most decorated Olympic gymnast in world history, honey. And her husband, Jonathan Owens, who's a free agent NFL player. They were married again in Cabo San Lucas over the weekend for a second time after their courthouse wedding a few weeks ago in Houston, Texas. But unfortunately, we got word that during the time that they should be enjoying their marital bliss and living in the glow of their honeymoon, Simone had to deal with some trolls who had all sorts of things to say about her edges. They said that her edges weren't laid. That was the conversation. And you know who was saying it?
Who?
Black women. And this is my thing, right? This goes back. Remember, I was like, it's a theme for me, this show, about this idea of defining Blackness and what that looks like and how can somebody be a good Black, right? Like the other part of it is we like run around and we're like, protect Black women. And then we sit up here as Black women bashing Black women. So it's like, what kind of Black woman I got to be to get some of this here protection that we talking about? So
yeah, I don't know what to say to this, because this is annoying. It's like all the things, like this woman has so many medals, and I don't think we'll be able to escape this with the pervasive internet trolls. The people are thugs. They're dumb thugs. That's what Charlamagne called it. Like dumb thugs, and like people like myself and Kimberland and our community. They the reason why you're here is because you are someone who has common sense enough not to edges.
Because in some Black women's minds, that's how you show up to be a good Black. You got to have your edges laid, especially on a day like your wedding. And it was so crazy because I was like, when I saw the pictures, I was like, oh my gosh, she looks so happy.
Yes.
That's all I kept thinking. I was like, she looks so happy. And then I saw his pictures and his little dimples were just shining. I was like, oh my God, they are so I am loving this. And then I see a headline that we collective are talking about her edges.
We, not we. Well, yeah, we. If I can give a call to action for us as Black women is when you see this online, don't share it. Don't argue with the troll. Don't go back and forth, try to defend it. But my ask is that, like, when you do see it, like just don't share it. Don't give it energy. Like, I don't know how to mitigate it. There's no way to mitigate this on the internet because.
But I do feel like there may be people in our real life circles that also place. Somebody made a comment over here about placing our expectation. Here it is. Elise said, we have to be able to celebrate one another. We can't force our own expectations on everyone else. I feel like that's the best way that I can frame it. If you want your edges laid, then you go lay your edges, but don't worry about my edges. I'm good, right? And that's to everything. If you want to wear that outfit, then you wear that outfit. If I don't want to wear that outfit, then I'm not going to wear that outfit. If I want to show up on the internet like this, then I'm going to show up on the internet like this. If you don't want to do that, then you don't do that. It's like, if you don't just drink your water and mind your Black ass business.
Drink your water and mind your Black.
That's what I be wanting to say. Because I hate it when it is coming from us internally, right? So it's like, I'm team call it out though, because we're gonna talk about your bias. You're not gonna be able to be around me and just be sitting here talking crazy about people. We're not doing that. So we're gonna talk about why you feel the need to drag another Black woman down. Why do you feel the need to drag another person down? Can you help me? Help me, right? So that's mine.
She looked beautiful. She's still, I don't understand why 2 weddings, but I am learning.
Because they got married at the courthouse and then they had a destination wedding. People
they were such a, you know what I think of? It's a beautiful night without something dumb to do. Hey, baby, I think I want to marry. Is that by Bruno Mars?
It is.
I think that's by Bruno Mars. But it makes me think of that. Like they wanted to do something really quick and go to the courthouse because they were so in love with one another that they were like, let's.
Well, you know, Sab, no, actually, you get married before you get married.
Huh?
Many people get married before they get married.
I don't understand.
There's you go to the justice of the peace, you sign the things, all that. You're
technically married. Yeah, you go sign a piece of paper.
Right, yes. But that's getting married. And then you go have a ceremony where you outwardly get married. So,
I thought you did that the day of your wedding. Like you literally have to sign a piece of paper on your wedding.
And some people do it a couple days beforehand, right? So it's like, it's not uncommon, is my point. But nonetheless, have 2 weddings, have 5 of them weddings. I don't care, girl. Do it. Look, if this make you happy, then you go and do that. If you like it, I love it. Okay, like that's all I got about
Protect Black women.
That's it. Can we? All of them, whether we like them or not, whether we agree with them or not, whether we feel like they deserve it or not, because we all do. I thought. So anyway,
we do.
More news, not annoying, more infuriating, more exasperating. More don't even really have words or rating. So I told you I live in South America, so I have not been in the news, but I am aware of the situation. So just for the sake of honoring Jordan Neely and reporting the facts of what people may or may not know, is that this is Jordan Neely, and he was a 30-year-old young man who was best known for his impersonations of Michael Jackson in Times Square. He was experiencing homelessness and a mental health crisis on a train. This past week, he was yelling about being hungry and thirsty and that he had little to live for. Instead of ignoring him, as many people do with people on the train, or helping him, as no one did, a white man named Daniel Penny, who is a trained killer by the U.S. government, he placed Jordan into a chokehold for 15 minutes and took his life from him. After that, Daniel Penny was allowed to go home without being charged for the murder, stating that he didn't intend to kill Jordan. This happens all too often in the United States, and we often are in situations, Sab and I, of trying to figure out what to say, how to hold space for ourselves, how to hold space for you all, as we are forced many times to be confronted with another Black body being taken too soon. So one of the things that we wanted to be intentional about doing is making sure that we remind us that it is not necessary for us to compromise our mental health in order to be considered good Black people. So our mental health moment for today centers around this concept that we call trauma porn. And I see Irma's quote here, Irma's comment. She said, "I don't understand why so many people are willing to record incidents, but don't call for help. People are becoming desensitized to these incidents." And that is something that we are noticing, and is also a product of this concept called trauma porn. So when we are talking about trauma porn, it is distressing content or stories that exploit the suffering of others and feed this perverse fixation with the helplessness of people. Right? So perverse is like the same, from the same root word as perverted, right? So there's this perversion that people have with watching people be helpless. And trauma porn, specifically around Black people, has a very long history when you think about our introduction into the United States of America, the way that lynchings and things of that nature were news articles. They were on the front page. They were advertisements. They were, let's go sit at the park and watch Black people be lynched. This is something that has been around for a while. So when we say trauma porn, we're talking about showcasing people who know that they are powerless, right? Know that this could have been me, type of thing, and then showcasing that. It is ineffective because it doesn't force people to act. It creates desensitivity, which is
kind of like a mob online of people wanting to see this Black body die.
So on top of that, the level of dehumanizing and normalizing of watching someone be murdered is so dangerous. I remember when in 2020, when George Floyd was murdered, and I was so intentional about not watching videos on social media and all of that. And I remember I had tuned in to the 6:30 news so that I could just see the world news, see what was going on. And without warning, the video was shown. I remember having to tell family members, don't send me another video of somebody being murdered. I don't need to see that. Don't send that to me. It also perpetuates this idea of a white savior complex. especially when white people are the ones who are doing the sharing, because it makes them feel like, oh, I'm letting people know what happened, when instead what you are doing is re-traumatizing people.
Yeah, I don't understand why your first inclination when you see something wrong happening in front of you, your first inclination is to pull out your phone. I come from a different, I come from it like my first inclination has never been to pull out my phone to watch somebody die.
No.
I can't wrap my head around that. And I get it for documentation purposes. We need to, do we?
But nobody is intervening though. Like, I get if somebody is already intervening, then I'm going to record it for documentation purposes because somebody is already intervening. But to just stand there and watch,
Yeah,
I can't make it make sense. But then also not just to stand there and watch, then to post it, and then for people to watch it and then send it to other people who weren't there without warning. Warning, right? So we wanted to urge all of us to stop and think before we share, right?
Yes.
We know that people in our community that we are a lot more careful with the way that we handle these types of situations, but we also know people outside of our community who are not. Okay, so this is another one of those opportunities to do a screenshot of this information. So we want you to ask yourself questions when you are about to share something. Anything that shows someone in pain, shows suffering, shows any type of death. First of all, what is your intention in sharing this? Why? For what? Also, how could sharing this help, and how could it hurt? Actually calling that to the forefront of our mind.
I love that.
And then, could sharing this contribute to a distressed mental state of the recipient?
Or the family.
Or the family.
Who is still waiting on information, but you're sharing it on Facebook just so they can. I'm sorry, continue. Please continue.
So we gonna move on, but we wanted to name. You don't have to traumatize yourself in order to be considered a good Black person. You don't have to watch these videos in order to consider yourself informed, right? Take care of your mental health first.
Absolutely.
But secondly, when it comes to sharing, please be intentional about the things that you share, how you share those things, whether you include trigger warnings. Be intentional about those things. Don't just share these types of things across the internet wildly. All right?
Just for clicks, right. All right. So this next discussion we wanted to talk to you guys about. It's pretty interesting. I mean, if you've been under a rock, that's okay. We'll bring you up to speed right here. So Ebony K. Williams, Real Housewives of New York, attorney. Well, she's on the show. Yeah, she's one of the first Black Real Housewives of New York on the show. Entertainment personality. She is a personality. She's an attorney.
She's the lady sitting on the left, for those of you all who are like...
everybody know who Ivania is. Ivania.
They might not.
I feel like it. Okay.
They might not.
So she's the one on our left, probably your right.
It's the left on the screen.
Okay. That's one. So Ebony K. Williams sparked Black Twitter debate, Black social media debate after she admitted that she would never date a bus driver. Ebony K. Williams sparked debate after she told Ivania Ayanya. I cannot get names today, but that's okay. She would she told who? Ayanla Van Zandt that she would never, thank you, date a bus driver during an interview. And she got into it she was on the Breakfast Club. She got into it with DJ Envy. She got into it back and forth over not dating a bus driver discourse. And Twitter has thoughts. Social media has thoughts. Facebook has thoughts. Everyone has been going in on Ebony K. Williams regarding her comments. There's so many thoughts and opinions about it. We would love to hear your thoughts and opinions about it. Me and Kimberland had our thoughts and opinions about it. But I will say that with me and Kimberland's thoughts and opinions on it, we do have one in common we do come to an common solution. I feel like me and you, Kimberland, feel the same way when it comes to just the how. We'll explain. So, yes. So that was the thing. A lot of debate. My thoughts were like, why are Black women specifically, why is our companionship preferences and desires always challenged? And I say that because, like, okay, do we hear the conversation around, again, Ebony is a lawyer. Do you hear the conversation around white women lawyer, Asian women lawyer, Hispanic women lawyer, attorneys not challenged with the question of whether or not they would date a bus driver? Only Black women. Why are our preferences challenged? And I was just like, Ebony needs to stop justifying her personal wants. That was my thought. Like, these are her own personal wants and desires. Who you partner in life determines everything about your life. So I get it. Ebony has full autonomy to say, I'm not interested in dating someone who may not meet my income level. You have full autonomy on that, Ebony. But that's not what the controversy is about. That's not what a lot of people are being back and forth with Ebony about. Kimberland, what are your feelings and your thoughts surrounding Ebony's comments?
So first of all, I didn't even know who Chick was. I don't follow her. I don't watch Real Housewives. I was like, who is she and why is she important? But nonetheless, she has a platform. So I have a lot of thoughts. So would I date a bus driver is the first question. Yes, I would. I don't think that the issue is her having preferences. I think that the issue is that she stated it as if someone's value is determined by their job. And I don't believe that. I think that she has every right to want to have someone who has the same level of access as her, who has the same level of income as her, who has particular jobs, all of that. Mm-hmm. But when you frame it as this type of person, so in the clip, it was basically like Ayala was like, would you date a bus driver? And she was like, huh? She was like, would you date a bus driver? And she was like, if he owned the bus. So to me, that says anybody who may be a good person may be doing this for whatever reason, because I feel like people are in different jobs and different career fields for different reasons. Mm-hmm. And we can't make it seem like it's so easy to just, as Angela Rye said the other day, pull yourself up by your bootstraps when some people don't even have boots. And that's a systemic issue. So for us to make it systemic, like,
that's the key.
For us to make it seem like somebody who is in a particular job path is less of a person or has less ambition or has less value because they have a particular job says a lot to me about her as a person. As I was listening to her, I was just kind of like, she's nobody. I don't even like the way that she talks, like the way that she, in her quote unquote defending of herself, is just becoming more and more evident that she doesn't value people, or she only values certain types of people. So
white mentality. I feel like it's a white.
It is. It's rooted in white supremacy. It is. And so that for me became the issue. And I get it. Like, you can have your preferences, whatever you are entitled to do that. But the moment that you start knocking somebody else down because of where their life is, I couldn't rock with that.
Yeah, you shouldn't put their worth. You shouldn't put someone's worth based on what they can produce. And that's what it feels like. She's like, well, they can't produce this amount of money for me. They can produce this. And yeah, I think hopefully, if she's not so egg-headed about the situation and she has friends that are close to her, because I've listened to interviews of friends who know her and are good with her, and they're just like, I hope she can acknowledge that this wasn't it. This was not, I'm coming to you in love, Ebony. Like, not me, but her friends in her circle are coming to her in love to saying, no, that was not it. That was wrong. It was condescending. It was demeaning. It was not good. And I don't fault the griot. The griot is who put out the clip. Because that's where
that's what the show is, right?
Yeah. Yes. I don't fault the griot at all because it's the griot. Like, they're a reputable news source, and they don't get the clicks like the Breakfast Club gets the clicks. So they're doing what they do as a news organization to garner the views, and this is exactly what they're getting. So I will say, I feel like me and you, I'm curious to see what the community has to say, what the temperament is of the community, what their sentiments are surrounding that.
Yeah, I've been showing some of the comments and I'll go back through. But this one just came up. Jay said Iyanla's a lawyer as well.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And she's from the DC area. And yeah, but I did know her gifts are based on relationships and her business. But it sounds a lot from our community that there's a lot of date who you want to date. Going around, as well as it's not what she said, it's how she said it.
Yeah. Well, how she said it and what she said it. What she said it. What she said is how.
Well, I was maybe is what her intention was behind what she said and how she said it, right? So again, there's this idea of intention versus impact as well. Like, you might not have intended to offend people, but you did. And then when you heard that you offended people, guess what you did? You doubled down on it.
That's
so that just says to me, like, I can't rock with you, because we say stuff all the time, right? And you and I have hours and hours and hours and hours of footage of us talking about things, right? If someone comes to us and says, Kimberland, something you said harmed me, Sab, something you said harmed me, our job is to accept that and do better. Not to be like, well, what I meant was blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter at that point what you meant or what you intended. The fact is that you caused harm.
And the reason why we're holding her to the fire is because she was like, well, I don't ascribe to people's feelings. But Ebony, you are
that's a cop out when people say that.
You are a public figure. You are
Correct.
A public figure. So yes, you're a public figure. These are people who purchase your books, listen to your podcast, watch you on the Breakfast Club and whatever else and watches you on the Real Housewives of Atlanta. That contributes. Like, she talks about, like, this isn't her work. Like, she says she's not a entertainer, but essentially you are, because you're on the Real Housewives of New York. So you are a public figure. So I say that because you are fair game. You are fair game because you are putting these out. You have a platform. Yes.
Well, that's the thing, I think, for me, bigger than not just that you're a public figure, is that you have a platform where you are a platform on a Black network where you are reporting some form of news. So then there's a responsibility that comes with that for me.
I agree. Yeah.
I did want to grab this comment real quick. Kiana said, during these conversations, it's always okay to date whomever you want, but in personal life, people shame women for dating down. And this is what I have to say to that. Two things, actually. One, what is dating down? Like, define that, because again, I don't believe that a relationship is the most important thing for a successful relationship is an income level. I don't believe that. I have experienced that is not true. So I don't believe that. So the first thing I would wonder is, what is dating down? What does that mean? That I don't know. But outside of that, the place where you choose not to care about people's personal opinions should be in your personal life, because this is your personal life, right? So, like, do what you feel is best in your personal life, but don't then take that personal life to weaponize that against somebody else. And that, I think, is my thing for her. So at any rate, she's not somebody, like I said, that I would consume her content.
I
I
was just
don't
gonna
plan
say,
on
so you're not gonna be
consuming her
listening to her
content.
podcast soon?
Absolutely not. Just no. Just no. She doesn't, our spirits don't align. Okay. So at any rate, but it's something to ask ourselves, right? Is what is our list? We just had a Brown Girl Boss episode with Coach Cass, and she asked me like during the show, she was like, Kimberly, what's your list of 5 things? And I was like, oh God, the pressure. But like actually knowing what is on our list and making sure that this has to do with the quality of a person, right? So that's all we gotta say.
All right. So this month's, we have 2 this month. Well, not 2 today, but we usually have 2 a month. What date is this? Today's the 8th.
Our Brown Girl Spotlight for
I try to think. So yes, our Brown Girl Spotlight this month is a Hime Egbe. This founder's health struggle inspired her to start a frozen yogurt company for gut health. I love frozen yogurt. Ow. Okay, so this Black woman-owned artisan creamery company is reversing the stats. And according to the National Library of Medicine, evidence showed that more than 80% of Black women will have uterine fibroids by the age of 50. We've talked about uterine fibroids in nauseam on this show. Igbe, also known as the Dairy Queen, get it? But a bunch, became a pioneer of frozen yogurt in Africa after her experience with fibroids. Growing up, she didn't always have a great relationship with food. And after being diagnosed with uterine fibroid in 2009, she knew that she had to approach her health in a new way. As she started to educate herself on healthy eating habits and different ingredients, she sparked the idea for a frozen yogurt company called Sweet Kiwi. Igbe started Sweet Kiwi in 2011 and has seen tremendous growth since the company prided itself on the use of real and natural ingredients with whipped Greek yogurt and full of protein and probiotics. Can I show you probiotics? I'm just telling you. So she has 3 storefronts with her frozen yogurt pints found in over 1,700 stores, including Whole Foods, Walmart, and Kroger. Sweet Kiwi, spelled SWEET, Kiwi, KIWI, has earned eBay many awards. She's been deemed one of Nigerians' 100's most aspiring women. You also mentioned, Kimberland, she was in a store called Giant. So it's Whole Foods, Walmart, Kroger, and Giant. Never heard of Giant, but if anyone on the show knows what
Giant is like over in the Pennsylvania area.
Okay.
I don't know where else they stretch from Pennsylvania, but I'm familiar with it from there.
Okay.
But yeah, she started in Nigeria, but now her products are in the US.
Ow. I love a good probiotic. I got this from, you know what? It's about her right now. Sorry. But I love a good probiotic.
The probiotic frozen yogurt, I think, is like kind of dope. I don't know that. I know yogurt has probiotics in it, but like your, I forgot the kind that I used to get from the grocery store, but I've never heard of probiotics in frozen yogurt. So, y'all have to go check it out. These flavors, even that we have here on the screen, cookies and cream, raspberry, chocolate, hazelnut, like they sound delectable. Okay. So I need somebody to take a field trip and go get some frozen yogurt and report back. Okay.
So what we mean by probiotics is probiotics are made up of good bacteria that helps keep your body healthy and working well. This good bacteria helps you in many ways, including fighting off bad bacteria when you have too much of it, helping you feel better. Probiotics are part of a larger picture concerning bacteria in your body. Yes. So just to, if you weren't aware.
Yeah, Yolanda said she was able to get her son off medication by adding probiotics to his diet. So if y'all could get some more of these probiotics, maybe with this frozen yogurt, I'm here for it. I'm jealous. So Karen is at Whole Foods, Walmart, Giant, supermarkets, and Kroger.
It does
so
look
if any
delectable.
of those,
I love the packaging.
yeah, it's really, really cute. And she was also on Shark Tank. So she had their backing and all of that kind of stuff. So definitely. And shout out to y'all in the comments. We're giving out some good information regarding fibroids and such. Our community be holding it down, son. So having said that, again, want to make sure that you all know how to get connected to us. We had quite a few folks that were on here for the very first time. So want to make sure that you know how to do that. So make sure that you go to our website, beautifulbrowngirls.com. There you will be able to find out if you have an in-person brunch chapter in your area and also learn more about us, our foundations, our team, all the things that we are doing. We also want you to make sure that you join us over on Facebook at Beautiful Brown Girls and join our Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded. We are also at Beautifully Shaded on Instagram and on Twitter at Beautiful Brown U. It is not pictured here, but our YouTube is also Beautiful Brown Girls, and we're getting that started. So please go over, like, subscribe, mash the buttons, and all the things the YouTubers be saying. We want to remind you that Sab and I are here every other Monday with episodes of Conversations where we are talking about things that are important to us and the people that we care about. So mark your calendars, okay? Be a part of our community. Hang out with us. Make it a thing, all right? Because we love to hang out with you. Sab, tell the people where they can find you, please.
SabJackson.com. I would love for you to please support me there and connect. You can connect with me on LinkedIn. You can connect with me here on the books of the Facebook, or the Facebook, or the books of the face. You can check out my podcast, Better the Black Woman, and you can find that's on all podcast platforms. And you can also go to sabjackson.com to connect with me and learn about Honey Pine Property Partners. I am a real estate investor. That journey is an interesting journey in itself that is frustratingly good. It's like, it hurts so good. Like it's a journey that I am enjoying. It's a journey that I am enjoying. And if you want to follow me on that journey, please follow me at sabjackson.com. You can follow me there. So everything is at sabjackson.com. I would love to connect with you on here on Facebook and just, What about you, Kimberly? Where can people find and connect with you?
So you all can find me at kimberlandjackson.com. No relation.
No relation. No relation.
So I will be very transparent and say my website and all sorts of things are under construction. I am actually in the process of rebranding my entire life, but there's still stuff over there. So you can go to kimberlandjackson.com. You can check out my blog. You can see some of the things that I have been up to. My most recent thing is over at Minding My Black Ass Business, where I am out frolicking and doing the things and living my best life in Colombia. So I would love for you to join me there on YouTube, Patreon, Instagram, podcast, website, all the things, Minding My Black Ass Business. So I did want to thank you, Aisha, for reminding us in the comments. Want to wish our moms a very happy Mother's Day this Sunday coming up.
My goodness, are you kidding me? I didn't know what Mother's Day was. My mother's here in town because I love my mother. I don't need a day. I don't need a day.
You better clean it up. No.
I don't need a day to celebrate her.
Happy Mother's Day to all of our moms to be and such. Happy Mother's Day to you. We all will be back the Monday after next. And again, thank you. On the 22nd, remember that we do have our mental health panel coming up on the 17th. That's next Wednesday. So I definitely hope to see you all there. We also have some Hey Beautiful meetups this weekend. So if you are looking for connection, go ahead and check all of that out. And again, you can find that over on our website and our Facebook page. All right. Having said all of that, we're going to let y'all go. We're going to holler at y'all next time. Okay. All right. And bye.